Hello everybody and welcome back to part 11 of Build YAMATO.
So just marked out where the keel section.
Okay, so after December when I was missing some issues, I'm kind of like been obviously had 3 more deliveries since then, so I've kind of caught up. So obviously I've actually got parts that obviously take me right up to issue 20. So obviously this next couple of weeks I'll start cracking on with the YAMATO build and get a few more of them videos out. Okay, so as you see from the title in this week's video, it's mainly going to be the Rangefinder radars, and they're obviously photo etch parts. So I've had a bit of experience before doing photo etch parts, so I'll just bring this little mat down. Obviously I've made these over the past, so I've had a little bit of experience. But what I suggest to people, obviously, if you've never had any experience obviously with obviously these photo etch parts, and obviously you're going to start working on the radars and things like that on these kits, I suggest obviously just go in and pick yourself up some of these metal earth kits first before you start, and obviously have a bit of a practice on these first, because kind of once you get the part work kits, if you kind of mess it up first time round, then obviously you've got to reorder, and everybody knows who has any dealings with these part work companies. Try and reorder issues, it's a bit of a nightmare. So yeah, so I just suggest just get yourself a couple of these metal earth and have a practice for these first before you start working on the real thing. Okay, let's make a start.
So we're going to start off by just laying out the parts. The wooden parts were no trouble, but some of the edge parts quite difficult to get out of the casing. And I was really careful trying not to bend that section. Okay, so I just laid out the meshed metal sheet. As you can see already, obviously I've already made one. But obviously, after realising making the first one, I realised it didn't need to be quite that big. And obviously, I may need to use some more of this meshing later on, so I'm trying to cut it a little bit more conservative. So now I'm just using a Sharpie, and I've started to mark out the positions that needed to be folded. I get a template that came with the kit. It was slightly too large on my first attempt, so obviously on the second attempt I've made it a little bit smaller. I'm just marking out the second position. And now I'm just going to mark out all the corners that need removing for it to form a box. I'll just put the template back in and I can mark the other end for the overall length of the radar meshing. I found it blunted the knife very quickly, so obviously I've got them craft knives that you can scrape off the end, so that's quite good, because obviously I could just keep breaking a piece off. And now I'm just going to work on the first corner. Just holding it down with a ruler and then just cutting the grooves out. And I'm just going to carry on that process all the way around until I've cut out the 4 corners. Okay, so after removing all the corners, now it's time to start bending. Obviously, there's some really nice machines out there you can buy, but obviously I haven't got it in a minute, so I'm just using a couple of rulers. Obviously, just using one ruler to hold it down, I'm using a second ruler to fold. But sometimes if it's a smaller section, then you can use other items, like a craft knife. Like I say, just slipping the ruler underneath and lifting it up to form the nice 90 degrees. Sometimes you may need to make a smaller fold, so pretty much use anything that kind of fits the slot that needs folding. A piece of wood just holding it while forming the 90 degrees. That's a box fully formed. Okay, so because we have to cut obviously through the lattice, it leaves like a little tab on top of every one, so I'm just using some 400 degree sandpaper and smoothing the edges. And that's going to make it a lot easier to fit. Okay, so now it's time to start removing the radar from the tree. It's a lot easier if I had a piece of glass. It's a lot easier to remove these on a flat piece of glass, but obviously I haven't got any, so I'm just having to use one I can, whatever hand. But it's still doing a good job. Putting the blade right on the tab, as close as you can, then just a little bit downward force. It normally breaks them out quite easy. So always save these offcuts, because you never know when you might need a piece. So now it's time to start forming the radar, and it's quite tricky sometimes because the pieces are really easy to break, so just take your time. Like I say, I'm just using two rulers again, one to hold it down and then one to just form the angle. So this time I'm going to form the angle internally. I'm just using a 90 degrees piece of wood so I can bring the two parts together and form an internal corner. Okay, so now it's time to just test fit the lattice basket. When I made the first one, it didn't fit, so obviously on the second one I slightly made it a little bit smaller, just for a better fit. Okay, so now it's time to start forming some of the parts together to make it a little bit more rigid. If I had a fine tip soldering iron, I'd probably solder this, but obviously mine's got a little bit, tip's too big, so I'm just using some super glue just to form the nice angle. I'm just soldering that long enough just for the brass to take, but not glue to the wood. So now it's just time to close this top section down. I found this to be the trickiest part because obviously there's not much to this at all, and it could quite easily be bent and twisted out of shape. So I just bent it with my finger, and obviously now I'm just going to press it down hard using the flat surface of the ruler. And that's formed that radar really nice. So now it's time to just fit the internal meshing. Got so far and it got a little bit snagged up. So instead of trying to force it, I decided to just pull it back out and just use a little bit of wood just to open up that far end again, just to prise it open slightly so then the basket will fit in a little bit easier. Just for a little press, it fits a lot better this time. So we just need to close up this section, and that's all the radar complete. So now it's time just to bring the two parts together. I'm just using a little bit of super glue. Just holding that section in place while it dries. And then I'll just add a little bit of super glue to the radar support arms. And that's the final shot of the complete radar. So now it's time to start working on the hull structure. And this week we're starting to work on the boat hangar doors. So first off, I just need to mark these planks. I need to mark a section of 45mm from the end on both pieces. So I'll just put the section into the vise. I just find it's easier to obviously put it in the vise first, and you can take your ruler and it'll support it while obviously you draw the pencil line for the tapered section. Okay, so there's lots of different ways to obviously taper this section. You can use your saw like I'm doing. Obviously you could use sandpaper, you could use a disc sander. But obviously I just find it easier just to use a little saw and taper it that way. As you can be very accurate right up to the line. I'm going to have very little sanding after. If you haven't got a saw, just use sandpaper. It's just going to take a little bit of time. And after you've completed the cut, so obviously put it on back onto the bench, just using a 120 grit sandpaper and just smooth the edges off. And that's a completed piece. So I'm just going to dry fit the piece first, just make sure it fits okay and the taper's nice. Then we can start adding a little bit of glue. And just like before, just adding glue to all the surfaces that are going to come in contact with the bulkheads. And then just filling this slot in the middle of the bulkhead with glue before joining the two parts together. And then just secure them with clamps. And then once that's complete, you just repeat the process on the port side. So now obviously now we get like a little curved section of the stern that needs fitting in place. So same again, just using plenty of glue. I'm just going to glue the two parts together. This stern section came about 0.5mm thinner than the other part of the stern, but I can't see it being too much of a problem. And that's the stage complete for this week.
Okay, so that's pretty much it for this video. All the parts are gluing up. Obviously, quite a tricky video this one. Obviously, I'm quite used to doing the photo etch parts, but even for me, obviously, I'm kind of struggling to see them. So I maybe have to look for some kind of head magnifier, so I can see them a bit closer. But anyway, just before I go, I just want to talk about the Spitfire. Obviously, it's just been re-released again on its full release in the UK. And obviously, I made the test build about 4 months ago, and obviously it's quite popular on my channel, so I thought about obviously doing it. But obviously in the last 4 months I've been busy doing other things with YAMATO. There's 2 or 3 other builds that I've kind of got my eye on, so I'm not quite sure what to do. But obviously since it was released again yesterday, obviously I've started getting views again on my older videos, so obviously I think it's going to be quite popular. So just let me know if you'd like to see me build it, and obviously it depends what people say, obviously whether I go forward with it or not. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you all next time.